Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and today we're going to be covering the 9-hole cup. This is going to be a Milano course, and overall we had a very good round. I've got a ton of drops to share with you. This really should have been a minus 16 because hole number 5, I believe, is a very short par 4 that you can drive green on. I just messed up and accidentally rolled it barely into the rough, but it's no problem. I've got the drop for you on another account. So all in all, this will help you get to the top of your standings. If you're recently new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's totally free to be a subscriber. Secondly, if you like my work, please take a moment there to hit the thumbs up and give the video a like. All right, we are going to start off with hole number 1. Hole number 1 is a really good opportunity for an eagle. I'm using a katana here. Just simply for the side spin to the right. Here you're going to notice I'm setting up with my green inner ring right there on the rough line. I do that combined with the top spin and side spin because there is a certain part of this fairway in which I'm looking to get to give us a rough bump. Now, if you're taking notes, you need to bring your runner. The runner is the club we want to use for the rough bump on this hole. It's the one that I've always played with way back in the day, so when I was looking at old replays, it's the club I used, and it's very consistent for the drop. Here we play 10% at mid. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different drops on this hole, just simply because the wind is completely different, and I'm going to show you how good this hole is playing. First one is 3.8 mile per hour, and I didn't even use any backspin. The only thing you have to be careful about is the glitchy ball guideline. Just make sure that your ball guideline is nice and developed and hit perfect. And we've pulled this one correctly. This ball is going in the hole every time for me with a perfect ball. There's one look at it. Here is another look at it. Again, 10% at mid. I have my runner here. You want to make sure that you avoid the glitchy ball guideline. Kind of take a look where my green inner ring is. Here on this one, I did mess with a little bit of backspin. I went with half a bar of backspin. Absolutely no side spin, but again, it's the exact same pool elevation wise. I didn't change anything, even though this one's only 2.2 mile per hour wind. It's going to show you, even at 2, even in the 4s, this ball, perfect shot, is dropping. It's hitting the pin every time for me, and hopefully it will for you as well. This is going to bring you to hole number 2. Hole number 2, I was 4 for 4 on dropping this shot. I did play my baby accounts today just to pick up some tournament chest. It really helped me get a bunch of looks at these holes, but I'm going to tell you what I'm trying to do here. We are going to play with a Viper, okay? I want you to take your sniper out of the bag. I do want you to play with the Viper, and here is going to be your spin adjustments. We're going to call this 4.6 back, 4.7 back, something like that. You know, obviously here a sniper 9 or a Viper 9. This is max backspin. I'm trying to do the rough bump with my ball guideline aiming to the right of the pin. You're not going to be able to see it good here, but I will show you a maxed out Viper shot as well. Again, this is a 40% pull at mid distance of our club, and this ball again smacks the pin and is going in the hole. Every single account that I have that's in rookie, like I said, was able to pick up a hole-in-one on this hole. Here's again, this is going to be another Viper 9, but again, max backspin on the Viper 9. You see the ball guideline here. You'll get a better look at the ball guideline here in a second. That one, I wasn't aiming far enough to the right-hand side of the pin. That's my first attempt where I dropped it on the left-hand side, but the ball still went in the hole. But here you're going to get a better look at where I'm aiming. I'm trying to duplicate that spin because you're going to notice here on the Viper 10, you're going to have more backspin, but we don't want to use all that backspin. We're going to go with the exact same backspin adjustment. Now you'll get a better look because it has a better ball guideline. See right here how I've got the ball guideline aiming just to the right-hand side of the cup, just like that. Just favoring the right-hand side of the pin. Again, 40% pull. Mid-distance of the club, perfect ball, and for me, this shot is dropping, like I said, every time. Hopefully, it does for you too. That would be super exciting. But here you see aiming to the right-hand side of the cup, just barely. That shot's dead center. And you got one, or, oh, I thought I had all four in here. Oh, I guess I didn't put all four in here. That's all right. You see it there, 2.8 mile per hour wind, 2.7, and a 4.0. So again, a couple different wind variations, but we're good to go. All right, hole number 3 is going to be our first par 5. Here we're playing at the Titan ball, and we're going 10% at max. I'm going to go with full top spin, and I'm going to apply 1 bar of side spin to the right. Essentially here, as you can see, I'm just aiming down the center of the fairway. That's all I'm trying to do. I use about half a ball of overpower, as you can see right here. Not a ton of overpower, just keeping it pretty nice and calm as far as the needle goes. Last thing we want to do is push this one too hard and hit a great shot into the rough. Let's leave us with shot number 2. Shot number 2, I want you to try playing this one at 0%. The reason that I say that is because the shot that you're going to see here is played 10%. And depending on your drive, you're going to need to figure out whether you're at minimum, medium, or maximum distance, or of course somewhere in between. So check out your drive, mess around with your sniper, pull the rings up and down, see where you're at. Here, again, this is 10% that I pulled. I hit a perfect ball. And this is just overpulled a little bit. We're going to miss this one to the right-hand side, but we're not going to miss it by much. That's one way to play it. If you want to be aggressive, here's an extra mile 7. Obviously, if you have an extra mile 8, you're in a better situation. But this is an extra mile 7 with the Zerk and only 2.6 mile per hour wind. So it's not like we're getting a lot of wind push. I adjust 10%, then I push my rings back up to max, just like that. Here, I do go with basically full overpower. Do hit a perfect ball, which again, is hard to do when you're going max OP at max distance of your club. But no problem, we clip this rough and we roll out to the middle of the fairway. So as you can see here, we get a nice good roll out of that rough. That'll leave us with shot number 2. Again, shot number 2 here, I do want you to try 0% at max of your club. The shot that you're seeing here is played 10%. I kept it 10% just because we're coming at a totally different angle of the hole when we go this way. But I do believe that shot number 2, no matter which way you go, is playing at 0%. Here you notice I went with a couple bars of backspin. I make that 10% adjustment like I said, but I want you to go with 0. And this one is very close to going into the hole as well. Speed is good. Again, we just need to take some ring pull off of that shot to help it out a little bit. All right. Hole number 4, I want you to try 45% at max. The shot you are seeing is played 35% at max. But again, I want you to try 45. Here is 3 back with 0.2 or 0.3 to the left, whatever you want to call it. I want you to keep the spin the same. I want you to keep the landing position the same. All I want you to do is tweak the elevation, add more than me. Take a look at where I'm aiming. I'm basically aiming right there, my last bounce in that dark green square. The same square the hole is in. I'm trying to aim dead center at the pin. Again, what you're seeing here is a 35% adjustment, pulling over the bullseye on this shot. Now, we do hit a perfect ball, which is good to learn from. But as you can see here, we're going to miss to the right-hand side. Speed is perfect. We just need to pull this more rings, which is why we're going to be adding 10% elevation to that shot and see what happens. Okay, this is the one that I wish I would have picked up on my minus 15, just simply because it is an easier eagle. I did pick it up with the baby account here. You see the extra mile 7. You're going to see the setup point. Obviously, if you have higher level extra miles, you could do this with a Berserker to make the shot very, very simple. Or you could probably even do this with a Titan with a little bit of overpower. If you do get the flicker of headwind like I get, you see how I have a flicker of headwind barely? You might want to go with a Kingmaker, okay? But here, 2 bars of side spin to the right. That's all that I would use. You're seeing I'm going with no top spin and no back spin. I'm finding the first fairway bounce to make sure that my second fairway bounce is just like that. It's developed onto the fairway. Again, if you're going to use a Titan or a Kingmaker, you might have to do the rollout of the rough approach. But either way, this is a shot in which I would call a very low risk, but a very high reward drive. What do I mean by that? I mean it's low risk in the fact that even if you screw this drive up, let's say you pound the sand or you get stuck in the rough, you're 100% going to pick up the birdie, okay? It's par 4, picking up a birdie, nothing wrong with that. It's a high reward because if you pull the shot off like that, you're putting in for an eagle. And it's always nice when you can putt in for an eagle on an extra drop. That'll take us to hole number 6. Hole number 6, I wanted to go this way. The shot is definitely there. If you're somebody who likes to gamble a little bit, that would leave you with a beautiful shot for an albatross. Here we still have a shot for an albatross, but I did decide to go with the safer approach. I am going with a Titan here. You could, of course, go with a katana and pick up more side spin. But for me, just taking a look at this hole, I wanted to go with the power 3 ball. I think a power 3 ball is important on this hole because if you accidentally hit a great ball into the rough, at least you have a little bit more powerful ball to get yourself to the green. But here we do pick up a perfect shot. And as you can see, a katana would be a little bit nicer because you could get some more side spin to the right. And I could have pushed that one a little bit more with more curl, but you're going to see that you don't have to do it. Even from here, you're able to go for a very nice opportunity for the albatross. I want you to try this one. Like I said, 0% at mid is what I would suggest. 0% at mid. Take a note here of I'm just using a little bit of backspin to get my ball guide line through the back of the cup, just like that. The shot that you're seeing played is 1-to-1. So again, the shot that you're going to see here is going to be 1-to-1, which is essentially 10% at mid. But like I said in the graphic, I want you to try to play at 0%. You're going to see here, we hit this ball, and we come in just a little bit to the left-hand side. I'm not sure how much tweaking the elevation is going to work. It might even be a little bit better if you start to add some side spin to this shot. But you take a look at that replay and decide how you want to do it. It is a really good chance for an albatross. So adding some side spin may be better than switching around with the elevation, but I just wanted to give you a couple different ideas of what you could do. Hole number 7, we're going to play this one 15% at max. Kind of take a look at the spin adjustment here. We're going to go with no side spin. We're going to go with a little bit more than 2 bars of backspin. You could probably call that 2.1 bars of backspin. I am offsetting this shot through the pin, right-hand side of the cup. See, just like that. I always try to zoom in when I play. That way when I make the videos, you get like a really good look at where I'm trying to aim. Again, I want you to play this one 15% at max. Here this shot looks like I slightly underpowered it, which is my Achilles heel in this game. I tend to underpower a lot of shots. But, we need to go with a normal shot. Now, you be the judge of what you want to do here. We think the elevation is good, 15% at max. It looks like we need to possibly reduce a little bit of backspin on that shot, but I do want you to take note of the setup point, which I think is very important. I've got the yellow ring right there on the rough line, as you can see. Make sure you do that. The ball guideline is really nicely developed through the pin, and you see we came up short, but we also have 4.2 mile per hour wind, which is almost at the max range in rookie with the navigator. So a lot of variables here, but I would probably reduce this to maybe 1.9 back and try to play the exact same shot. All right, this is going to take us to hole number 8. Hole number 8, I pick up the eagle on both accounts. First shot is played 10% at max. We're going to go with the katana ball here. Lower level extra miles. This is something you could go with a Titan, okay? Or you could just play with a little bit of overpower since I have 1.5 more top spin, which I do think is important on this hole. I was going to go 4.5, as you saw, but it wasn't the best possible scenario. So here I am going with the best possible scenario for me, and I'm hitting this one up the fairway, as you can see. It comes in very nicely. That's going to leave us for a shot number 2 with our wedge. I played this one 20% at max distance. I will show you both drops here. You're going to see the backspin, 2 back, ball guideline bouncing directly into the center of the hole, just like that. Again, 20% elevation at max. Perfect ball. And we're in the hole for the eagle. Again, that wind was in the 2s. Here's one at 4.3. Shot does play the exact same though. 2 backspin. Ball guideline, boom. Middle of the cup, bouncing in just like that. 20% pulled at max. Perfect ball. And we are good to go. All right. This is going to take us into hole number 9. Hole number 9 is one of the more difficult par 5s, probably in golf class, period. Here is the thing with hole number 9. I'm going to play it safe, okay? You could go with the power 5 ball if you wanted to and try to just drive the snot out of the ball by possibly going over the sand and rough area. Me, like I said, I'm playing it safe here. I'm going to try to appeal to most of the people here in the qualifying round. We'll see what we need to do in the finals. Now, I do pick up the eagle on this account. I birdied on my other account. And my opponent picked up a par on my other account. So, if you're able to eagle this hole, this could be a situation to where you might pick up 2 strokes on some of the field and pick up 1 stroke on a lot of the field. Because I do think a lot of people are going to birdie this hole, and there's going to be a handful of people that just mess this one up, and they end up picking up a par, even in Tier 3, rookie. So be mindful of that, but let's go. I'm using a extra mile, and I'm using a sniper. Like I said, I'm going for a double layup option here. I'm not pulling any rings. We're going to get back-to-back direct headwind. We don't need to mess with rings. We just pick a spot very safely, and we basically hit this thing up the fairway. I'm not pushing the drive hard. You can rewind back, look exactly where I set up. And same thing here for shot number 2. Like I said, basically direct headwind. All I'm going to do here is pick a landing spot. I'm going to apply my spin. Make sure that I don't roll into the sand trap, which was my issue on my first account. I put on too much top spin, and I rolled just into the bunker. But again, you know, I did pick up the birdie. But here, I pick up the eagle. You learn from your mistakes. Here we go. Very nice layup option. And this is going to leave us for shot number 2, in which is going to be a rough bump. Now, if you're not comfortable with the rough bump here, I understand. You're just going to play the bounce over shot and go for pin, all right? But the rough bump is the best way to pick up the eagle here. Direct headwind is a good situation for a rough bump. Here, take a note of the spin adjustments that I used. Basically, we're going to go like 2.7 top, half a bar of side spin to the right. As you can see here, basically my yellow ring is going to be played. Come on. Most of my yellow ring on the fringe, some of it in the rough, but 100% of my green inner circle is in the rough. That's our setup point. Just like that, ball guideline going through the back of the cup because we are getting headwind. I pulled this one 0% at max. If I remember correctly, it was 1.4 or 1.5 rings with my club in this wind. And you're going to see here, rough bump very nicely, smooth, sneak it in the left-hand side of the hole. All right, everybody, I'm going to work on pro. I'll get that out as soon as I can. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. Let me know how you do in the comments. Thank you.